Hello everyone, welcome you all. In the today's video, we are going to learn about map and hash map collections from Java. Okay, so first of all, let us see what is map and when we need to go for map, and then we will discuss about hash map. So far, we have discussed about few collections like collection interface, and which is implemented, which is having some child interfaces. We have discussed about list interface, and we have a set interface, and we also have a queue interface. So these are the three interfaces, child interfaces derived from the collection interface, which is a root interface. Apart from this, there is one more type of interface we have in Java collection, that is called map interface. And map is not a child interface of collection interface. So this is completely independent type of interface, which is nowhere related to collection interface. So map is interface, and this is implemented by more number of classes, but most popular classes are HashMap is one important class we have, and also hash table. So these are the two important classes which we have implemented map interface. So map is not a child interface of collection. Remember this. Map interface is implemented by HashMap and hash table classes. So now we will see when exactly we need to go for map interface. So let us discuss a few important points about map, and then we will move on to the hash map. So the first thing, when we need to go for map. Suppose if you want to represent a group of objects where key value pairs are exist. For example, I want to represent a group of elements in the form of key and value pairs, then we can go for map. For example, I want to store different employee IDs corresponding names. Let's say I have data like this, employee names and employee IDs, or you can say employee IDs or employee names. So let's say 101, or some employee name is, let's say, David, and 102 and employee name is, I'll say, Smith, and 102 employee name it is John. So if you want to represent the data in this format, then we can go for map. So if I just look at this kind of data, and here 101 and David, so this is one data set, and 102 Smith is another data set, 103 is John is another data set. So if I just look at here, these are all basically called as a keys. So 101, 102, 103, every key is associated with some value. Every key is associated with some value. So combination of key and value together we can call as one data set, or we can call as one pair. So pair is nothing but a combination of a key and a value. So if you want to add some record or add some data in the hash map or map, we will have to insert a combination of key and a value. So without key there is no value, and without value there is no key. So these two are tightly coupled, and if you want to add or insert a new record, we have to add a key along with the value. So if you have a data in this format, we can go for the map interface. So if you want to represent a group of objects or elements as a key and value pairs, then we can go for map interface. Okay, now so here if I just look at here, again we have a keys and a values. Each key is again one object, and each value is also an object. So here every key is an object, every value is an object. So map contains a different type of objects as a key and a value pairs. So that's another important point which you have to remember. Every key is an object, every value is also object, and that's another point. So map is an interface, and if you want to represent a group of data as a key and a value pairs, then we can go for the map interface, and every key and every value is an object. Okay, the next point is, suppose if I take a map like this, and if I just look at about all the keys, so here the duplicates are not allowed. So if you want to store a duplicate values in the as a keys, it is not allowed. So in the map, duplicates are not allowed. So duplicates in the sense, duplicate keys are not allowed. Duplicate keys are not allowed, but duplicate values are allowed. Here duplicate values are allowed. Okay, duplicate values are allowed, but duplicate keys are not allowed. For example, when I say 101 is a key, and if you want to add one more key like 101 like this, it will not allow the duplicate keys, but a value can be duplicated. Let's say I'll say 104 is a new key which is not available in my map, so I can add the same value here. I'll say David. So here value is repeated. That means a value can be duplicated, values can be duplicated, but keys cannot be duplicated. For example, let us say I have these 3 records. Let us say like this. I have 3 records in my map. Now I want to add one more key. For example, 102 Smith record is there. This is one pair I have in the map. Suppose still I want to try to add one more 102, the same key, and with some different value. Okay. Now in this case what happens is, it will not throw you any error or any exception, but what happens is, whatever value we have associated with 102, the same value will be replaced with the new value, but the record or pair will be the same. Only one pair will be maintained. So because 102 is repeated and it is a duplicated, it will allow us to add a value along with the key, but the value will be replaced. So previously 102 Smith is there. When I try to add a new pair with 102, the new record will be replaced with the old record. But at a time it will maintain only one key, that is a unique key. So duplicate keys are not allowed, but duplicate values are allowed in the map. That is one more property of the map. And the next one is, here every key and value pair. So pair is nothing but a combination of key and value. So every key and value pair we can call as one entry. Okay, one entry. Entry means a combination of key and value, which is called as an entry. So the map is nothing but a collection of entries. We can say map is a collection of entries. There are so many entries can be stored in the map. So again, entry means which is a combination of key and value. So entry is having key and value. Okay. So this is a basic important points which we need to understand about map. So let me repeat once again. So map is a collection and which is an interface where we can store elements in the form of key and value pairs. And every key is a unique, but we can add a duplicate values in the collection or in the map. Each key and value combinedly we can call as one pair, or we can say entry. Okay. Now, so this is a map which is implemented using multiple classes. Now let us discuss those classes. So map interface is implemented by using HashMap and HashTable. So these are only 2 classes, and there are other classes and interface also there, but mainly used classes are HashMap and HashTable. Now let us discuss a few points about HashMap. So map is an interface and which is implemented by HashMap class. Okay. Now what are all methods are there in the map? The same methods are implemented in the HashMap. Now let us discuss a few important points of HashMap. Now HashMap. So whatever the attributes are applicable for map interface, the same thing is applicable for HashMap also. Now let us discuss about HashMap class. So this is a class which is implemented map interface. Okay, remember guys. So map interface is implemented by HashMap. So the first point in HashMap is, the underlying data structure of HashMap is hash table. So as I said, every collection type is implemented based upon some underlying data structure. So HashMap is also implemented by using hash table data structure. So that's the first point. Internally, the underlying data structure is hash table. Okay, hash table is the underlying data structure in HashMap. The second point is, in the HashMap, insertion order is not preserved. Insertion order not preserved. So insertion order not preserved. What does that mean is, in whichever way we have added all the objects or elements into the HashMap, it will not store all the elements in the same order. So insertion order is not preserved because, and whichever the collections are having like implemented like hashing technology, so those collections basically don't doesn't have insertion order preserved. So in those collections, insertion order is not present or not preserved. So especially the collections which I have implemented by using hashing technologies. So here HashMap is implemented, or underlying data structure of HashMap is hash table. So here also insertion order is not preserved. So in whichever way we have added elements or objects, it will not store in the same order. So when I accessing the element from the HashMap, it will give you in the random order. Thus insertion order is not preserved. Now duplicate keys. So for example, I have a map like this, hash map, and I have multiple sets of data. So for example, let's say let's say I have some data like this, 101, 102, 103 and so on, x, y and z, so on. So here all are called keys. These are the keys and these are called values. So in the hash map, duplicate keys not allowed. So in the hash map, duplicate keys are not allowed. So keys are always unique. But what about the duplicate values? Duplicate values are allowed. Duplicate values are allowed. We can store duplicate values. X can be repeated multiple times, but 101 cannot be repeated. Okay, so duplicate keys are allowed. Sorry, duplicate keys are not allowed, but duplicate values are allowed in the hash map. This is one more property. So insertion underlying data structure is hash table. Insertion order is not preserved. Duplicate keys are not allowed. Duplicate values are allowed. But what about null? So what about null? So null key is allowed once. Null key. Suppose if I want to store null as a key, this is allowed only once. So here I want to store key as a null. This is allowed once. So null key allowed only once. Only once null key allowed. Because why it is not allowed multiple times? Because keys are unique. We cannot store duplicate keys. So once we added a null here as a key, we cannot store null once again. So only one null key is allowed, only one. But values, null values, we can add multiple. Suppose here I have stored null, I don't know the value, so I can store null here. So in the other entry also I can store null. So duplicate nulls are allowed in case of values, but duplicate nulls are not allowed in case of keys. So we will maintain only one null key and can have multiple null values. So insertion order is not preserved, duplicate keys are not allowed, but duplicate values are allowed. Null key is allowed only once. Null values can be multiple. Okay. And when we need to go for this hash map, so hash map we can always prefer whenever you have more number of search operations. Okay, searching will be very faster in hash map. So these are the few important points which we have to remember when you're working with the map or hash map. So map is an interface which is implemented by HashMap class. So whatever methods are available in the map interface, the same methods are implemented in the HashMap class. So the underlying data structure of HashMap is hash table, and insertion order is not preserved because internally it will follow the hash table concept, and duplicate keys are not allowed, duplicate values are allowed, and null key allowed only once because null values can be allowed. So we can store multiple null values, but we can store only one null key in the hash table. Okay, so these are the important points which we have to remember. Now let us discuss what are the different methods are available in the hash map class. So whatever the methods have defined in the map, the same methods have implemented by using hash map class. So now let us discuss what are those methods available inside the hash map. So we have understood hash map is nothing but a collection of key and value pairs. So the data will be stored in the form of key value pairs. So let us say I have some data like this is my hash map, and I have multiple sets of data. So 101, 102, 103 and so on, x, y, z and so on. So here these are all called as a keys and these are all called values. And the combination of key and value we can call as a one pair, or we can say this is entry. Okay, so this is the terminology we can use. So the combination of key and value is called as a one pair, or one key, we can say one entry. Okay, now so let us see what are all methods are available in the hash map class. So as soon as we created hash map object, so we want to add some data or we want to add some object to the hash map. So for that we have a method called put. So for example, when I create a hash map object, we have to create like this: hash map, let's say m equal to new hash map. So I have just created one object of hash map. So by using this object we can access all methods which are related to hash map. Now what are all methods are available in the hash map? And the first method, which is put method. If we want to add a new pair to the hash map, we have a method called hash map object dot put is a method. So when I use put method, we have to pass two parameters. One is the key value, key I have to pass, corresponding value also we need to pass. So the put is a method by which we can add a new pair or we can add a new entry into the hash map. This is the first method. The next method is, so we have one more method called m.putAll, and here we have to specify some map collection. Suppose putAll is a method by which we can add multiple maps into a single map. Suppose I have a one more map object and which contains some kind of pairs or entries. I want to add them into another map. So here there is a map m.putAll, and here let's say m1. So this is another map. So there are two maps are there which is also contains some key value pairs, and I want to add them into another map. Then we can use putAll. So put method we can add only one object, one key value pair in the hash map, whereas putAll method can add multiple key value pairs or multiple map collections into map, another new map. So put and putAll. And there is one more method called, suppose I want to get a value from the map or hash map. Suppose I want to retrieve this x, I want to get the value. So then we have one more method called m.getOf. We have to pass a key here. So when you pass a key here, and for example let's say 101, it will go and get that value. So the get is a method which will return the value based upon the key which we have passed, and get is a method. So we have one more method called remove method, m.remove. So here also we have to pass a key. So key is the main thing here. We don't have an index concept, and whichever values we want to access, we have to use only key here. So remove is one more method we have, so by which we can retrieve we can remove the value along with the key. So here when I say m.remove of key, and it will go and find out whichever key we have passed, and it will remove entire record or entire set. So 101, 102, when I specify here, 102 is a key, corresponding value is a y, so both will be removed. Okay, so remove is a method by which we can remove the entire pair along with the key and the value. And apart from this, we have one more method called m.contains a key, and here we have to pass a key. So contains a key, so this method will return either true or false. Suppose if the key is available in the map or hash map, then it will return true. If the particular key is not available in the map, then it will return false. So contains a key. Similarly, we also have one more method called contains a value. Contains a value. So here we have to pass a value, not a key. So contains a value. So it will check the particular value is present in the map or hash map, and if it is available, returns true. If it is not available, it will return false. So contains a key and contains a value. And similarly, we also have one more method, m.isEmpty. Is empty. And this particular method, if the suppose hash map is empty, or it doesn't have any pairs, or it doesn't have any entries, then it will return true. If it is having some data, it returns false. Is empty, it will check whether the hash map is empty or not. And apart from this, we also have one more method called m.size, and this will give you how many entries we have in the collection. Size is a method which will find out how many entries we have in the hash map. And then we have one more method called m.clear. So this particular method will clear all the entries from the hash map or map. Okay, so these are the common methods which we can use along with the hash map. So put is a method by which we can add a new pair into the hash map. putAll is a method by which we can add multiple key value pairs into the hash map. Get is a method by which we can get the value of the pair by passing the key. Remove is a method by which we can remove the entire pair by using a key. Contains a key method will returns true if the key is available inside the map. Contains value is verify whether the value is present in the map or not. If the present, it will return true, or else it will return false. And is empty is a method which will verify our map is empty or not. And size is a method which will return the number of key value pairs present in the hash map. Clear is a method which will clear the entire hash map. Okay, these are the common methods which we have related to hash map. So apart from this, there are few more methods also there related to entries. Now let us discuss those methods. Now, so what are other methods we have related to entries in the hash map? So these methods, whatever methods now I am going to discuss, these methods will work on key and value pairs. So hash map. So now there is one more method called suppose here I want to retrieve all the keys from the map or hash map. I want to retrieve all the keys like 101, 102, 103, all the keys. How many keys we have in this? I want to retrieve all the keys from the map. Then we have one more method called m.keySet. Okay, key set. So what is key set means? It will return all the key set. So all the keys from the map like 101, 102, 103. So basically it is saying set. Set means a combination of all the values. So it will return a set object. This will return a set object because all the keys combinedly written as a set. So key set means whatever keys we have in the map, all the keys will be written like 101, 102, 103 and so on. So whatever keys we have in the map, all the list of keys will be written by the key set method, and that will return set object. Now suppose I want to get only values from the map or hash map. I want to get only values from the map. Then we also have one more method, m.values. Direct method we have called values. And this particular method will return all the values from the hash map. It will not deal with any keys here. So directly this method will return all the keys. But again, here one more thing here, 101, 102, 103. So as we discussed earlier, all keys are unique. Duplicates are not allowed, right? So that's the reason key set method will return set. In the set, we don't allow the duplicates, right? We have discussed in earlier sessions. So in the set, duplicates are not allowed. So when I get all the keys as a set and duplicates are not allowed, so that's the reason the return type of key set will be the set. Okay, return type of key set is a set because here duplicates are not there. But in case of values, duplicates are allowed here. Duplicates are allowed. X, Y, Z, X can be repeated one more time. So if you want to return all the values as a set, it is not a set object. Now the return type of values will be just a collection type. So that is the difference between key set and values. Key set means it will return all the keys and those keys are unique. There are no duplicates, so return type is a set object. In the set object, duplicates are not allowed. But in case of values, once you retrieve all the values, here duplicates are available. So values can be duplicated. So the return type of the values method will be just a collection, not a set. Okay, that's the basic difference between these two. So key set method will return all the keys. Values is a method which will return all the values from the hash map. Then we have one more method called entry set. Entry set. And this particular method return all the entry set from the collection. So 101x like this, 101x, 102y, 103z. So this is one entry set, one more entry. So entry set is a method which will return all entry set as a set. And because this is a one set, this is one set, this is another set. So the return type of entry set will be also set. Okay, so the combination of key and value cannot be duplicated. So entry set is a method which will return all the entry set individually. So 101x is one entry, 102 is one, 102y is another entry, 103y is another, 103z is another entry. So entry set is a method which will return all the entries from the hash map along with the key and the value pair. Okay, so that is the difference between key set, values and entry set. Especially these methods we can work with the keys and the values. Okay, so let me repeat once again. So key set is a method which will return all the keys from the hash map. Values is a method which will return all the values from the hash map. Entry set is a method which will return each entry from the hash map. Okay, so these are the additional methods which we have, which we can work with only keys and values separately. Now apart from this, we have something called entry interface. Let me discuss about this. So far as we discussed about hash map, which contains a key value pairs, and every key value pair is called as an entry, right? So let us say I have this hash map and here we have some values. let's say 101, 102, 103, X, Y, and Z, and so on, right? What we have discussed here is this is completely one hash map or map object, and here this is a key. These are all keys and these are all values. Now each and key value pair, we can call this a combination of key and value is called as a one pair, or we can say one entry. Okay, now if I just look at here, what is an entry means? Entry means a combination of key and value. Entry means a combination of key and value. So when I take a map or hash map which contains n number of entries, what does that mean? A map is a collection of entries. Map is a collection of entries. And if I just get one entry from the hash map, let's say one entry. Entry means a combination of key and value. So this particular entry we can represent by using one more interface called entry interface. And this is a sub interface which is created for hash map interface. Okay, so map contains a multiple entries. Every entry which we can represent by using a special interface called entry interface. Now let me discuss that particular interface. So internally it is created like this. For example, we have hash map interface, and this is my hash map interface, and inside this we have one more interface called entry. Entry is by one more interface. So the hash map contains n number of entries. So every entry we can represent by using entry interface. And again, entry interface is also certain number of methods are available, and we can use those methods only on the entries of the collection. So we can use those methods only entries on the collection. So entry is a interface which is inside the hash map interface. There is one more interface created inside the hash map, that is entry interface. And this interface methods we can use only on the entry objects from the hash map. Okay, so now we'll see what are those specific methods are available related to the entry interface. And entry is a sub interface of the hash map. Right, so now what are those methods are available related to entry interface method? The first method we have is get key. This is a method we have. So let us assume we have captured one entry here. So what is the entry here? 101x. So this is one entry. 101x is one entry. So once we capture this entry, from this entry I want to get a key. So when I say 101, when I pass a key value, get key, when I pass a key here, that will return the value. So get key is a method. So when I pass a key here, that will return key. And we also have one more method, get value, and we don't need to pass here actually. So when I pass m here, m is a, let's say entry means a collection of key and value. From this entry, let's say e, let us representing the entry is e object. E dot get key means this method will return the key from the entry. Okay, so this is entry contains one key and a value. When I say e is a entry which is representing the entry object. So now e is a representing key and value, single object. So e dot get key, when I use this, will return the key, that is 101. This return 101. When I say e dot get value, which will return the value of that particular key, which is x. Okay, get key and get value. So these two methods we can use with entry set, and we have to first extract the entry set which contains a single key and value. And once we extract the entry set, then we can use get key and get value to get the key and the value separately. And suppose I want to set a new value here. I have captured the entry from the map 101x, but current value of x, I want to change this value for 101 key. Then what I can do is e dot set value. I can use set value, and here we have to pass some object parameter. What does it mean is, and whichever value, suppose x is there, I want to change this with some different value called y, then I can change that value. So get key, get value, set value. So these three methods works with entry set. So which works with only entry, not entry set. Entry set means again combination of all the entries. So entry means one key and a value, and once we extracted key and value, we can use this method. Get key method will retrieve the key, get value method which will return the value, set value means it will update this value or it will replace that value. Okay, so these are all different methods which are available for entry interface. Entry is one more interface of map, and this is not a child interface, guys. It is a subset of map, subset of HashMap interface, so subset of HashMap class. Okay, so this is all about map and HashMap. Map is an interface, HashMap is a class which is implemented all method from the map. And if you want to represent a group of object as a key value pairs, then we can go for the HashMap. And HashMap, duplicate keys are not allowed, but duplicate values are allowed. And it will not have any insertion order preserved. So objects or element will be stored in the random order. And internally, the underlying data structure of HashMap is hash table. Okay, so these are important points which you have to remember when you learning about HashMap and map. So now we will see all the methods practically. Now let us move on to the demo session. Okay, now let's see how we can use different methods from HashMap. And here I have a project Java collection, and inside this I have a new package called collection demos. Now inside this I'm just creating a new class, and I will name it as HashMap demo. Let's take a main method and then finish. So now I created a new class called HashMap demo. Now first of all we need to create an HashMap class object. So how we can create is we can just say HashMap and m equal to new HashMap. So we can create HashMap object like this. So we can just import this HashMap class which is from java.util package. So this particular HashMap will allow us all kinds of data, means by default heterogeneous data is allowed. Now if you want to restrict like key and value based specific data or specific data type, we can also create object in different way. So we can do like this. Suppose here in the angular bracket we can specify what is the type of the key and what is the type of the value. So when I say integer comma string, and here all keys are basically integers only allowed, and all the values are strings. Only strings will allow in the form of values. So this is a way we can just create a HashMap object with a specific type of a key and a value, and this is another way of declaring the object. So, or if you want to store any kind of object or any kind of element or heterogeneous data, you can just go with this declaration. Now let us see, let me just comment this, and now we'll see how we can use different methods in the HashMap. So I already created one HashMap. So m is a reference variable which is representing the HashMap. Now I want to add some key value pairs into this HashMap. Then I can say m dot put is a method. So put is a method. So this particular method, we can just add a new key value pair into the HashMap. Let's add one value. Let's say 101 is my key, and I'll say some value called John. Similarly, I'll also try to add a few more entries into the HashMap. Let's say 102, and this is David, and 103, and here I'll say Scott. And next one 104, and here I'll say Mary. Okay, now I'll say one more record. I'll say 105, and here I'll say type. Okay, now I have added 5 key value pairs into my HashMap. Now let us try to print all of them. I can say system.out.println, and I just specify object name, and then this will print all the key value pairs from the HashMap. So when you run as a Java application, then which will give you all the values like this. So this is how the key values page will be there. So 101 is John, 102 is David, 103 is Scott, 104 is Mary, 105 is type. Suppose let us say, as I said, like keys or duplicates are not allowed as a keys, but values can be duplicated. Now let us try this. So here what I can do is I'll try to add some duplicate key. So for example, let us say here 103 is a Scott, right? Now I'm just trying to add a duplicate. Let's say 103 and some different value I'm adding here. Okay, X, I'm saying X in the double quotations. Now here we have just added one more key value pair with the same key 103. Now in this case, let us see what will happen. So when I run this code, now you will see 103 is only one key we can see because duplicates are not allowed, but the old value is replaced with the new value. So this is how it should happen. So always the key should be
unique, it cannot be duplicated. But if I try to add one more value along with the same key, then the old value will be replaced with the new value. Okay, so value can be duplicated. So for example, let's say 105, so 106 I have, and the new record, so 106 key is not available, but I want to duplicate the value. Let's say David I'm taking here, so the value can be duplicated. Now when I run this will print like this. Now 102 is also David, 106 is also David. So this is how we can just add a new page into the hash map. Now suppose I want to get a value from the hash map by passing the key. So then we have one more method called get method. Let's say m.get of key, m.get of, I'll say key. For example, let's say 105. So when I say 105, 105 is a key and corresponding value is a tie, so that value will be retrieved. So I can simply print system.out.println m.get of 105. So get is a method which will return the value of that particular key. So this will return 105 key, and the value of the particular key is tie. So if you want to retrieve a value by passing a key, then we can use get method. Now suppose I want to remove this entry, or I want to remove some pair. So for that I can use one more method called remove. So I'll say m.remove, and here I have to just pass a key. So let me just remove something called 103 I want to remove. So 103 already there with Scott. I want to remove 106. So I'll just say 106. 106 is my key, and this will remove the pair from the hash map, and this will remove pair from hash map. So once it is removed, again I'll try to print the entire hash map. Now when I run this will give you till 105. So 106 record is removed. And after that, let me just check whether the particular key is present in my hash map or particular value is present in my hash map. So then we have two more methods called contains key, contains value. So when I say m.contains key, and we need to pass one key here. Let us say 101 I am passing, and this will return true or false. So let's print that value, system.out.println and m.contains key. So this method will verify this particular key is present in the hash map or not. So 101 is already present, so I'm expecting it should return true. And suppose if the use same method, let us say 106 record we are already removed here. So when I say 106 here, it should return false because that key is not present in the hash map. Now let us execute one more time. Now we can see here, this is a true and this is a return false. So 106 is already removed here, so which is not present in the hash map. Now similarly, we also have one more method called contains value. Just like a contains key, we can also check whether the value is present in the hash map or not. So for that I can use m.contains value, and here we have to pass a value. Let's say I will pass something called Mary. So I will just verify this value is present in the hash map or not, and this will also either return true or false. If the value is available in the hash map, then it returns true, or else it will return false. So let me just say system.out.println, and I'm printing this value. Suppose if I provide some other value which is not present in the hash map, let us say something called, okay, something, let's say y. So which is not present in my hash map, so it should return false. It should return false, and the first one should return true. Now let us execute, and now you can see the first one is returns true, the second one is return false. So contains the key is a method by which we can verify the key is present in the hash map or not. Contains value is another method by which we can verify the value is present in the hash map or not. And similarly, if I want to verify my hash map is empty or not, so then I can say m.isEmpty. This is one more method we have, and which will also return true if it is empty, and if the hash map is not empty, then it returns false. So currently it is not empty, so it should return false. I'll say system.out.println m dot is empty, and which will return false. So currently it returns false because the hash map contains some data here. Right, so it should return false. Now, similarly, we can also, let's say, I want to get a key set. So for example, here, this is my hash map. So currently we have data in this. So what I want to do is I want to get only keys from this hash map. I want to retrieve only keys from the hash map, like 101, 102, 3, and so on. So we have one more method called key set. So I'll say m dot key set is a method, and this will return all the keys as a set collection. Okay, now let us print this system.out.println and m dot key set. So what this method will do, this will return all the keys as a set, println. So I'll say this will return all the keys as a set collection. Okay, now let us say when I run it, this will give you all the keys in the set format. Okay, 101, 102, 3, 4, 5, and here duplicates not allowed. Anyway, here we don't have a duplicates as a keys, so here it will not allow you duplicates. So this will print only keys from the hash map. Suppose I want to get only the values from the hash map, only values, and then I have one more method called m dot values, and this method will return all the values as a collection, not a set object, because when I return a set object, that should not have the duplicates. Set will not allow you the duplicates, but in case of values, the values can contain a duplicate, so which will not return set, which returns a collection object. Okay, it returns a collection. So this will basically return all the values from the hash map as a collection. Now when I run this, which will give you all the values from the hash map. So currently these are the values we have in the collection. So key set and values. And we also have one more method called entry set. Entry set means we will get all the entries from the hash map. So what are the entries means? This is one entry, 101 John, this is one entry. 102 David is another entry. 103 Scott is one more entry. 104 Mary is one more entry. So if you want to get all entries as a set, then I can use entry set method. So m dot entry set, and this method will return all entries as a set, and return type is set. Now let me just say system.out.println m dot entry set. So this will returns, and this method will returns all the entries as set object. Now let us run it. So now you can see this is how it will return. So all the entries will be written as a set object. So these are all the methods which are related to hash map. Now apart from this, there are certain methods which are related to entry. So as we discussed, hash map can have multiple entries. So for example, let us say I have hash map like this. Let us say 101, 102, 103, and here I have X and Y and Z. So this is a one entry, and this is one more entry. This is one more entry. So in the hash map interface, it also contains a entry interface. So if you want to work with the specific entry, we can use entry interface, and which is also having certain methods. Okay, and let's see how we can use those methods at the entry level, specific to entry level. Now let us see those methods now. So here what I will do is I can just say a few methods, let's say, and before that, before working with the entry methods, let me just do something like here we have retrieved a key set, and key set method will return all the keys as a set, and the values method is return all the values as a set, and here entry set is a method which will return all the entries as a set. Now if you want to retrieve them like individual entities, like suppose when I say key set, let me just run it one more time. So when I say key set, how it is written is, it is returning like this. Okay, now instead of getting all the keys as a one set, I want to read individual keys one after another, right? Similarly, values also. When I say values, it is returning all the values in the form of set, but I want to read each individual value. Okay, and similarly here key set method, entry set is a method which is returned all the entries as a set, but I want to read each and every entry as an individual object, and for that we can use loop statements. Okay, now what I will do is here I'll just comment this, and let us see how we can do this. So when I say key set method, which is return all the keys as a set, but now I want to read individual object one by one. So here I can use one loop statement. So let me just write a loop statement here. I will write for each loop, and here I'll use key set method itself. But here what the key set method will do, this will return, key set method will return all the keys from the hash map. Now I want to read each and individual key into a variable. So here I will create one integer variable called something called I. Now here I will just print that value. I'll say system.out.println. I'll say I. Now m dot key set is a method. So here m dot key set is giving some error. So type mismatch, cannot convert from element type object to int. So here the problem is when I define the hash map, I will not explicitly specify the type of the key and type of the value. So that's the reason by default all the keys and values will be treated as objects. But if you specify type like integer and string especially, then integer works. Suppose when I enable this, so all keys are integers, all the values are strings. So when I read each and every key, they are basically numbers or integers. So here we don't see any error. So from the key set, it will read each individual key as an integer. So this will print here. But in case if I don't specify any specific type, then all the keys and values will be treated as objects. So when I try to read individual key from the hash map into this variable, even this variable also type of object, so that it can hold any type of element. So now I'm printing it here. So now when I run this code, which will print all the keys as individual objects. So we can print all the keys as a set, or we can read individual values and we can individual keys, and then we can print by using loop statement. Similarly, we can also get all the values individually. So when I run this, this will give you all the values as a collection object like this, which contains multiple values. Now I want to read them individually just by using for loop. So here also we have to do like this, for and m dot values I'm taking, this will return all the values from the hash map. Now I want to hold those values one by one into a variable, and I'll create a variable type as object, let's say I. Now I want to print that value. I'll say system.out.println. I'll just say I. I is a simple variable. So m dot values will return all the values as a set. Then I'm reading each and every value into this variable, and then I'm printing this value. So when I run this, which will give you only the values, Okay, so here it will print all the values in the set, but when I use a loop statement, it will print all the values individually. Similarly, we can also use key set. So key set method will return all entries as a set. Key set method will return all the entries as a set. Okay, let's see this. So key set method, I'm trying to use it here. So when I use key set method, when I run this, and which will give you all the keys from the hash map, all the keys. So that we already used, key set and a values method, key set and a values method. Okay, so suppose I want to combine both. So here by using key set method, we captured all the keys and printed one by one. And by using values method, we read all the values and we have printed one by one. Now I want to print key and a value both side by side individually. And then what you have to do is we have to write loop like this. So let me also comment this. So I want to write. So here we use key set method and we got all the keys one by one. And here we use values method. We got all the values one by one. Now I want to capture key along with the value one by one. So here I'll use one for loop and use a key set method, not key values. Okay, key set method. And here I will say like key set means it will return all the keys. I will store individual keys into some variable. I'll say object I. Now if I know the key, by using that key I can extract the value, right? By using get method I can extract that value, right? So what I can do is here I will just say system dot out dot println. First I will print this I value, that is a key actually, and by using this key I can also extract that value. So I'm just giving some space, and then how to extract that value by using key m dot get of I. So when I say I, this is basically key set is written basically all the keys. So first key is 101 will stored here and 101 will print. And by using map object map.get of I, so get method will retrieve the value by passing the index. By passing the key we can extract that value of that particular key. So here I'm printing the key and here I'm extracting the value. So second time it will get another key and store into I. Now again I'm printing the another key and another value. So once this loop is repeated, we will get all the keys and corresponding values. Now when I run this, this will print like this. See this? So key and value pairs we can get individually. So this is how we can just use looping statements to capture all the keys and all the values, or all the keys and values combination we can get by using looping statements. So apart from these methods, apart from all these methods, we can also use entry specific method, like entry interface we have, so which is already discussed. Entry is a sub interface of HashMap class. So map interface. So here the map interface is having a child interface. Let us say map is interface, which is also having entry interface, right? So this interface is always talk about one single entry in the map. So if you want to work with a specific entry, suppose I have one entry like this. Let's say I have 101 and I have X. So this is one entry. So if we capture this entry, then we can get this key, we can get this value specially. Like once you get this entire entry, we can get this value by using a get key method, and we can get this value by using get value method. So these two methods are available in the entry interface. Now we'll see how we can do that. So here what I will do is I will just use entry methods, entry interface methods, entry methods. Fine. So let me just capture the entry set. So for example, let's say I want to capture entries from the hash map, all the entries from the hash map. So we already have one method called entry set. So entry set method will return all the entries from the hash map, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm writing one loop statement. Observe this carefully. Here I'm just say m dot entry set. So what entry set method will return? So previously we have seen here entry set. Entry set is not related to hash map. Entry set is related to entry of entry interface. So when I say m dot entry set, and what is basically this will do is this will return all the entries from the hash map. Not only single entry, it will return all the entries from the hash map. So for example, I have multiple entries in my hash map. Let us say 102y and 103z. So I have multiple keys and multiple values. So what entry set method will do is entry set method will return all the entries which contains a key and a value. Okay. Now I will store each and every entry in a variable. So I will just create one variable here. Let us say entry. Okay. This is my name of the variable. So entry set means it will return all the entries from the collection, all the entries from the map. So including key and value pairs. So 101x, 102y, 103z. So first entry set will be 101x, and 101x is a basically what? Entry. Okay, entry set contains a number of entries. So 101x is a first entry. So I want to store this entry in this variable. Now what is the type of this variable is, I can define the type of this variable by using map.entry type. Map.entry type. Okay, so here m is a collection and m.entry set, I say entry set is a method which will return all the entries. Now one by one. So first entry I want to store in this variable. Now the variable type is map.entry. Okay, map.entry. So this will return the first entry will be stored in this entry variable. So now here it is giving an error. So type mismatch, cannot convert from element type object to map entry. So when I use this entry set method, and entry set means again this is a object, this is also an object. So here we specify HashMap m equal to new HashMap. So basically everything is treated as an object, right? Everything, every key and value is also object. So here m.entry set means which will return all objects, like key is also object, value also an object. So entry is a variable of map.entry. So to resolve this issue, what I have to do is we have to specify this hash map, like specific type of object, like say disable this and then enable this. So when I say integer and string, now we are specifically saying all keys are integers, all the values are strings. Now if we come back, now this method will allow us to have this. So m.entry set means this will return all the entry sets, but first entry set is what? 101x is the first entry, and 101x will be stored here. Let me just write here. So first entry is 101x, and that will be stored in this variable. Now type of the variable should be map.entry because this is one entry. Now from this entry, I want to get key and value separately. Okay, for that I can take this variable called entry dot, there is a method called get key, and from this entry means 101 and x, and from this entry we are getting the key, that means 101, and give some concatenation, give space, and then I want to get the value. How to get the value? Again, entry dot get value, and put everything in the print. I'll say system.out.println like this. So now what happens? We have captured one entry from the entry set into this variable, and entry.getKey is a method which will return the key from this entry, and getValue is a method which will return the value from this entry. Okay, now this loop will repeat multiple times. Every time from entry set it will get each and every entry 101, 102, 103, and store those entries into this entry variable. Now type of the entry variable should be map.entry. Okay, so let us execute now when I run as a Java application, and now we can just look at here, because this loop is also doing the same thing. Now I'm just commenting this. So here this one and this one are doing the same thing. The only difference is here we are using just HashMap methods, but here we are using entry methods, entry interface methods. Okay, now let us execute one more time, run as Java application. So now we got all the keys along with the values. So this is how we can use map methods. Okay, and we can also read all the entries from the hash map by using iterator method. So I will also show you that method, how we can get all the entries from by using iterative method. So for that, what I can do is here we have iterator method. So by using iterator method also we can get all the keys and values from the entry. Now let me just show you how we can use iterator method. So first of all, what you have to do is we need to get all the entries from the collection. So if you want to get all the entries from the collection, entry set is a method. So I'm just saying m.entry set. Okay, I'm just saying m.entry set. So what entry set method will return? Entry set method will return all the all the keys along with the all the keys along with the values. And what type of data it will return? Set type of data. So here I'm creating a variable called set variable. I'll say yes. So now set is a return type. So m dot entry set will return all the entries in the form of set collection. So I'm defining this variable as a set. So entry set means which include all the keys along with the values. Now set is a return type, so that we have to import from java.util. Okay. Now the S is a representing all entry sets from the hash map. Now we need to read each and every entry from the hash map. So for that I'm just creating s dot iterator method. So S is representing set now. So previously we already seen how to read the data from the set. Same thing here. So S dot iterator, S is representing the set, and I can return the value. So what this will return? This will return all the keys and values which are stored in the set. So iterator method will repeat each and every entry in the set. So now I want to just create one more variable called iterator, and let's say itr equal. So iterator also we have to import from java.util package. So now by using this itr, we can just get each and every key and value from the hash map. So let me just write one while loop, and by using while loop we can get it. So first of all we need to check the itr is having key value pair or not. So for that we use one more method called has next, and if the itr has the next set, or I can say next pair, like pair is again nothing but key and value, and then I want to get that. So how to get it? Itr dot next method get that value. So here only next method, not has next. I'll say only next, and this particular method will return. So here what exactly happens is, what is itr contains? Itr contains all the keys along with the values. Now if the itr has next, okay, so first record is having, then from the itr we are extracting the one entry. Okay, so first time this will return 101x, that means one entry will be returned, and this entry, from this entry, let me store this entry in a variable. So I'll create one more variable called entry. Now what is the type of this variable? Now if you want to store one entry in a variable, the type of this variable called map.entry. So this we have seen here. So if you want to store an entry in a variable, the type of the variable should be map.entry. So entry is a name. So entry is the interface name, map.entry. So itr next will return the entry and store that entry in a variable, and type of the variable should be map.entry. And here we have to do a typecasting. So add cast to entry, so which we need to add. So now we captured one entry from the hash map and stored that entry in a variable. Now type of the variable should be map.entry. Now we can get the key and value from this entry. So how we can get it? I'll say entry dot get key. I can simply say entry dot get key, and give some space, again entry dot get value. So this will give you value, and both I will put in the sysout, system dot out dot println, and entry dot get key space entry dot get value, and here concatenation operator. So basically what we are doing here is, we are getting all the pairs, all the keys and values from the hash map into this particular variable itr. Now we are verifying itr has next. So itr is representing iterator, which is having the next record or not. If it is having, then come inside the loop. Then here from the itr next means which will get the first pair or first entry. And if you want to store this entry in a variable, we have to specify that variable as a map.entry type. And this entry is a sub interface of map interface. So map.entry, and type of the variable should be entry. So this will able to store key and value pair combination, and one key and one value pair combination. From this entry I'm getting the key, and also I'm getting the value from the same entry. So every time it will check the next entry will be there or not. If it is there, then it will capture that entry into this variable, and from this entry it will extract a key and a value. So this loop will read multiple times till it completes all the keys and values from the hash map. So this is how we can also traverse throughout the hash map by using iterator method. Now when I run this as a Java application, which will also give you all the keys and values. So these are all different methods which we have to work with the hash map, and hash map contains the entry. Entry is a sub interface of map. Okay, so these are all methods which are available in the hash map, and where we can store the data in the form of key and value pairs, and duplicate keys are not allowed but duplicate values are allowed. And the map is also having some sub interface called entry. By using that entry also we can capture the keys and values. Okay, so that's all for hash map class, and we'll see another collection in the next video. Thanks for watching.